Hey YouTube, in this video I'm going to do a deck profile on a almost completely forgotten and ignored Aquaforce Vanguard that people don't really care about. They never seem to have liked this card. But I was able to rebuild the deck and retune it. And in playtesting, yeah, I mean it still has some difficult matchups. But overall this deck is very much improved compared to the way it was during Legion format when Aquaforce, this was really your only viable Legion build you could go with. But thanks to Lambros and Tetra-burst, this deck is just a lot better overall, and the early pressure with this critical attack on Tetra-burst is just pretty annoying to the opponent. It forces the opponent to have to guard that attack and risk their rear guards dying early to your rear guard attacks. So anyway, let's get into this new deck. I'm going to explain the choices and how the deck actually works. So for Blue Storm Wave Dragon, Tetra-burst Dragon. As far as I know, I'm like the only one on YouTube here doing a deck profile on Tetra-burst. I did one when he came out. Not a lot of, most people I know ignored him and said it was a terrible card. And he's still kind of lackluster, but he's still, I mean, when you think about it, he swings 28k with critical on 4th battle, unboosted. So he's hitting stride attack, stride default power brackets, and yeah. Still kind of an annoying Vanguard to go up against. So yeah, 4 Tetra-burst. And then 4 of a card that I'm probably the only guy that's done a deck profile on so far. So 4 Blue Storm Marine General Michael. This is the new Legion that came out in GBT2. Back when Lambros came out, this guy came out as a Legion. And it's actually a pretty good Legion too. I'd say he's better than Zaharias. He's a little bit more consistent. He's basically the equivalent of a, I guess, Vortex Dragonoot type of Legion, where you have to have a copy of him or the Legion mate in hand. You discard at the end of the 4th battle. Then you're allowed to exchange the position of all your rear guards and then stand 2 of them. So it gets you extra attacks. It can get you like a 5th and 6th attack, or just a really strong 5th attack. That can hit decent numbers. So yeah, he's pretty decent, and he doesn't use any counterblast. That's what I like about him. So he complements Tetra-burst in the sense that he doesn't use any counterblast. And then I am running 1 Diamantes as the 9th grade 3. I like running 9 grade 3s in stride format for many reasons. And I went with Diamantes mainly because Diamantes allows Lambros to get to 4th battle. He allows a lot of things to get 4th battle in general. Just a very solid card. He released originally way back with Maelstrom back in VT08. So 1 Diamantes, I always like running this guy. For grade 2s, I am running 4 Blue Storm Marine General Milos. This is one of the Aquaforce units that has resist. What I like about him is he's basically the Tile Assault for this deck. He has the exact same effect as Tile Assault, only he can only do his restand effect when your Vanguard is in Legion. So that does conflict with Stride, and that's the reason why, because of that, you have to compensate by running cards like Diamantes and some other cards that I chose, which we'll show shortly. So I like him a lot. He has resist, so Kagro can't blow him up, and he's a really good Legion mate for Michael. So yeah, for Milos. And then for Starless, he's the Legion mate for Tetra-burst. So 4 and 4. So that's 4 of each of the Legion mate. He is basically the Basil for the deck. He swings 12 unboosted on 1st battle, then he can exchange with the thing behind him. So just another Diamantes type of unit, whereas this is the Tile Assault self-restander. So the deck does have, that's already, what, 9 ways to get 4th battle. But keep in mind, these 2 only work when you're in Legion, so you have to run cards like this guy. 3 Stormrider Basil. So since Maelstrom got his new sweeper guy with the green lightsaber, and Thavas has that other thing, that green guy, Stormrider Basil needed to be in a new deck, so he came and joined Tetra-burst. All the underdogs are in this deck. So we got Diamantes, we've got Basil. So these guys help you get 4th even on your Lambros play. So that's why the deck still manages to be competitive in that sense. So yeah, that's the grade 2s. So 4, 4, 4. That's already, like, every single grade 2 can help you get 4th battle in some way, but only 3 of them can on the Legion turn, so that's why you have to run as many as you can. Plus Diamantes, so that's 4 for, I mean Stride, 4 for Stride. And then I am running 1 Quintet Wall, Bluestorm Guardian Dragon, Icefall Dragon, mainly because I'm running 2 Legion Vanguards, so it's nice to set up for Legion as soon as possible. And then 3 Electra, she's the Bluestorm Sentinel. So really good with him. You can combo perfect guards that are top decked onto the Guardian Circle with a Quintet Wall, so I like that play. It has saved me in a couple of games against random stuff like, I don't know. It's just nice to have that option. 2 Penguin Soldier, just helps set up for Legion. It's Calamity Tower clone. 3 Hermes, he's your 10k grade 1 attacker for Blue Storms, and both Michael and Tetra-burst are both Blue Storm, so he works with them. And then here is the new card that helps them get 4th battle consistently with, regardless of whether you're on Stride or late game Legion. So 4 Battle Sirens Stacia. So this card is amazing. Like, this card is just so good. This card basically makes Aquaforce good regardless of what Aquaforce build you're going with. So definitely I recommend running 4 copies of it. It's just that good. It is so good in the matchups against Link Joker. It is so good at just helping you get your title bore to still get to 3rd when you're up against Link Joker. Just a very good card overall. So definitely 4 copies. Especially in this deck, because this deck does have some conflict with their Legion mates only getting their effects when they're in Legion. So with her, we've got a total of 8 ways to get to 4th battle when you're striding. So that way it still hits that minimum number that I kind of consider the way to go with building Aquaforce decks. So you've got basically what she does, for those who don't know, she can attack from the back row. Her GB1 skill is during your turn, she gets the continuous rearguard effect where it can attack from the back row. Doesn't matter what battle, it can be 1st battle, it can be 4th battle, 2nd battle, whatever, doesn't matter. And when she attacks from the back row, she gets 3k, which basically makes her a 9k attacker from the back row. So she is extremely good at picking off annoying interceptors on the opponent's field. So she will almost always swing at a rear guard. She will swing usually 1st or 2nd, depending on what you have in your front row. But seeing as how every single card in here is a restander or something that can help you get extra attacks. It's not that big of a deal. Being able to boost Basil to 16 and that kind of stuff on 1st battle, and then having an extra copy on another column to swing, like usually one of these will always be behind the Vanguard. So that's why, yeah, 4 of this is definitely a must-do on this deck in my opinion. It's just amazing. Overall, the deck would be a lot less consistent without it. So she kind of helped Tetra-burst be good again. Then for the trigger lineup for Malika. Malika is just too important for this deck. She helps Basil swing at a Vanguard for 13. She helps even Stacia swing at a Vanguard from the back row for 12. It's just must have in the deck. 4 copies. I don't know why they didn't reprint this in the trial deck. But it was like they did for Margle. It was definitely needed, though, in my opinion. But yeah, she came out in Catastrophic Outbreak with tetra-drive over a year ago now, but this is probably one of the most in-demand triggers, besides the Sonic Sailor, this guy, which came out even longer. This was probably like 2013, BT09. So this came out with Glory Maelstrom. So, 4 draw, and this is like a must-required draw for Tetra-burst. And then just 8 criticals, so my 1 extra Sonic Sailor, because the other copies are in my Thavas deck. So 8 critical, 4 draw. And for heal, this is the Blue Storm heal. And the starter is Blue Storm Cadet Anos, because in my opinion, this is still the best starter for the Legion build. Because both Vanguards are Legion, Anos is still the best one in my opinion. You can run Officer Cadet Eric or even those other type of starters that they have. It's a lot of variety. It's just up to you. I still find the Legion play. I'm going to do it early enough. I am running Quintet Walls. I'm going to do Soul Blast plays with the Penguin, all that kind of stuff. So Anos is, in my opinion, still the best starter. But you have a lot of choices available. For the Stride, 2 Lambros, but definitely I recommend 4. But yeah, 2, 1 Socrates, 3 Titlebore, and 2 Rain Element Madu, because it's so heavy Legion focused. And the nice thing about him, you stride for free. So one good example of how to use Madu in here is, let's say Diamantes was killed by something attacked him early, something swang at him for 19, so he died, he's in the drop zone, and you're sitting on Michael or Tetra-burst, doesn't matter. So let's say you got a Tetra-burst in your hand, you're sitting on Michael. So you're in Legion. You stride Madu. Because of Milos in the heart, you now get to take a grade 3 and put it back in your hand. So this actually allows you to recycle Diamantes in the event that Diamantes dies. Even though he already does a good enough job of hiding himself. Yeah, just that's an example of why this is really good for the Legion deck specifically. So that's basically the deck, guys. Let me know what you think of it, and just how I was able to revive Tetra-burst in general. I always thought Tetra-burst had potential. The deck seems pretty solid now with all the support. And as always, guys, hope you enjoyed the video. And if you like this video, please subscribe and stay tuned for more videos in the future. Thanks.